specified the nature of the statements. So a little bit of research, malalaman mo na which statements were these because this
Point
refers
of order,
to...
Mr. President. Point of order.
What is the point of order? Of
The statements of
gentleman?
Senator Pangilinan, the nature of his statements. Kayo na mag-research kung ano statements na yun, Mr. President. Sabi niya, pwede daw yun eh.
Mr. President,
I-research na lang daw natin.
I'm not yet done.
No, that's why I
Philippine
gave you,
officials,
Mr. President,
including
that's why I gave a point of
members
order.
of the Senate. May I just be... I am still
It's a
speaking,
point of order, Mr. President. A point of order precedes your precedence.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, maybe ask the minority floor leader to state the point of order. Which part of the rules was
Sige, Mr. President.
which part of the rules was
Wala.
violated?
I'm making a point, Mr. President, that you cannot make a motion and then say, i-research mo na lang yung laman. Sabi kasi niya, pwede mo daw ipasa to, tapos nandyan naman yung nature. Ano ngang statement?
Mr. President,
So in the
this is a
same manner,
debate.
Mr. President, I
Where
admit,
is the point
my
of order?
motion, may I finish?
Where is the point
my
of order,
motion
Mr.
for...
Where is the point of order?
Session is suspended.
Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized to continue sponsoring the measure and for the period of interpellation, the minority leader, Senator Alan Cayetano is recognized.
we are more than willing, Mr. President, to
Good
answer...
afternoon, Mr. President, and to our esteemed colleague, Senator Kiko Pangilinan. May I have the privilege of asking some clarificatory questions to the one of the principal authors and the distinguished gentleman from Pampanga and the rest of the Philippines.
Most willingly to our minority leader and the gentleman from Taguig and Pateros.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. President, with the permission of Senator Pangilinan, may I start by asking just some preliminary questions, just to set the tone and the environment. Let me start by saying that the gentleman is a friend. He helped my sister a lot when she was the first time she ran for the Senate. In the last 10, 12 years, we have not agreed on many things on politics between me and the gentleman. Yet we have worked on many things together. Both of us had the privilege of being in the cabinet, him during as presidential advisor on agriculture, myself on foreign affairs. But the most significant thing is that we are brothers in Christ, correct?
Amen.
Yes. So I take that as a yes, the amen. So as brothers in Christ, we both believe that Jeremiah 29:11 is true. When God said, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future," that refers to the Philippines, as it refers to other nations, correct?
That is correct.
Yes. And part of the future and hope that God is giving us is also to secure our territory. Am I correct there?
That is correct.
Yes. And also to secure the benefits of our sovereign rights.
That is correct, Mr. President.
And of course, kasama rin po doon yung responsibilities natin sa sovereign rights. For example, managing the ecosystem in the West Philippine Sea, South China Sea.
That is correct, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I know the answer to this, but let me ask it anyway. The gentleman from Pampanga, being from a city councilor to senator of this republic to a cabinet member, you do share the view that sending millions of Filipinos out of the Philippines because there's no work here is not sustainable. We have to come to a turning point where there are quality jobs in our country, correct?
That is correct, and I believe agriculture and fisheries modernization would be key to bringing our overseas Filipino workers back because that will be sustainable economic growth should we focus on agriculture and fisheries, Mr. President, as a path to modernization and sustainable economic growth.
Actually, the gentleman answered my follow-up question because my follow-up question was that precisely that I know his passion for agriculture. I think that's been a, 15, 20, 25-year passion of the gentleman
A decade and a half. About
decade and a half,
About
no?
15 years.
And of course, fisheries, very, very much underestimated yung potential ng fisheries. Of course, we can expand that to sana bumalik yung manufacturing, sana ang ating pong mga creative, no? Whether yung mga gumagawa ng games, whether po yung ating mga fashion designers, whether po yung ating visual artist or yung mga painters, sculptures, sana magkaroon ng break worldwide, and that would also bring in the income and hopefully less sending of Filipinos abroad. Yes.
Yes, agreed.
So having said that, but while we do have more than 10 million Filipinos abroad, you do agree that it is our responsibility to look after their welfare. While they are there, the millions abroad, and I know the answer is obvious because the gentleman has also stood up, no, to protect and to defend our
That is correct,
our
Mr. President.
OFWs now. And one way of protecting them is through diplomatic ties, correct?
Definitely, Mr.
Yes.
President.
So, Mr. President, would it be possible to have a problem with another country in one aspect of the relationship, but continue to grow your relationship on other aspects, no? So, for example, you have a dispute on trade, but in terms of migration, you have very good agreements. In terms of scholarships or people-to-people relations, maganda yan, di ba? So, pwede po ba yun? Pwede ho bang may alitan, may dispute tayo sa isang country, pero maganda pa rin ang relationship natin?
In other aspects, Mr. President, yes, that is possible. In fact, the issues, for example, of Japan and China with respect to territorial disputes is separate and distinct from their trade relations, Mr. President. So yes, these disputes can coincide with healthy relations in other aspects of trade, foreign exchange, cultural exchange, among others, Mr. President. That's correct.
So, Mr. President, these are all preliminary, and I hope you give me a little bit of latitude on it. But to go straight to the point, can we have good relationship with China despite our dispute in the West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea?
Up to a certain extent that, yes, definitely, we hope we could be able to distinguish between our territorial disputes as well as, for example, our desire for greater trade with China. Mr. President, we'd like to see something like that, yes.
So I thank you for your answer, and I think it is perfectly correct because we do have very, very good relationships with Malaysia and Vietnam, despite our dispute with them in the West Philippine Sea, the South China Sea. In fact, sa Malaysia, we have two disputes. We have dispute in the West Philippine Sea, but we also have dispute about Sabah.
That's correct.
No? Of course, they do not recognize that we do have a dispute regarding Sabah because as far as they're concerned, there was a UN referendum and that's done, di ba? So there can be a dispute despite the fact that the other side says walang dispute, tapos na to.
Well, yes, definitely.
Yes. So, could it be possible, Mr. President, that marami sa atin pare-pareho ang stand? To simplify, atin to. Atin to. I will not go into the details that Senator Marcoleta went into or His Honor or others where you look at the legal basis of the different entitlements and territory. I think mahaba po yun. No? If you go to the Treaty of Paris, the amendments, the difference between territory and sovereign rights, mahaba yon. But would it be possible na pareho tayo ng stand, atin to, pero iba lang tayo ng approach kung paano ma-secure ang benefits ng atin ito?
Well, definitely, Mr. President, we are in a democracy. We can agree, but at the same time have differences in approaches, Mr. President. We can agree on a fundamental principle that the exclusive economic zone, for example, of the Philippines has been ruled upon. We can agree that the arbitral ruling is a victory for us. But we can also disagree in terms of how to move forward in approaching China with respect to other considerations, or other concerns, Mr. President.
Sir President, let's go a little bit to the arbitral ruling in a while. But thank you very much to the gentleman, to the principal author, Senator Kiko. Especially Senator Bam, who we worked closely together in the previous Congress in the Rules Committee, yourself. We can disagree on language, on culture, on approach, maybe even strategy, but I don't want to go into strategy because the other countries are watching. No, Malaysia, Vietnam, China. We have a joint strategy with ASEAN, which is quite common knowledge, but then ang problema when we talk about strategy in public, nakikita din nung kabila. But I guess there'll be parts of it that we will nadadaanan natin, Your Honor. But if ever there's something deep about the strategy na dapat hindi in public, please just correct me, or I will state that I will not discuss on that matter because I don't think it will be in our interest to do so. But I want to dwell muna dun sa point that we can agree and disagree. We can love the Philippines, protect our territory, secure the victory under UNCLOS, under the arbitral ruling, under international law, but yet magkakampi tayo. Pero kasi tignan nyo tong article na to. Sabi po nung dating secretary ng Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, hold the senadors accountable. So, as far as he is concerned, anyone who did not sign the resolution is pro-China. I dare ask, do you agree, Your Honor?
I do not agree. In fact, I manifested when we sponsored the measure that the final determination of whether you are for or against the resolution is not in the being an introducer, but in voting whether for or against the resolution, which
thank
comes
you.
after.
Thank you for that, Mr. President, with a little bit of modification. Because if the resolution was like the resolutions in the 19th Congress, that was explicit on the Philippine official stand, then we will be unanimous. But the resolution is on statements, not on our stand. That's where, personal ko to this is not the whole minority. Yun ang gusto kong linawin. Ang resolution na to ay tungkol sa sagutan ng mga opisyal ng Pilipinas at ng top diplomat na nandito sa Pilipinas ng China. As far as I'm concerned, hindi to tungkol sa stand natin. But this is the incredible thing, Mr. President. I remember the time that I hanged out a lot with Senator Lacson. Doon ko natutunan na sa House kasi wala or iba yung terminology. Sa Senate meron OB, official business. So kung may session tayo, pero let's say may international conference, OB ka, official business, di ba? Or we don't allow hearings na kasabay nung plenary, but if there was something in Malacanang, between the House, the Senate, or the Judiciary, the Senate, Malacanang, pwede ka magpa-OB. But there is another kind of OB, yung opportunistang balimbing. No? What do I mean by that? May I ask, Mr. President, honored gentleman, are you familiar with the stand of Secretary Llamas regarding the West Philippine Sea? It's okay if you're not. I'm just wondering if you're familiar.
I'm not familiar, Mr. President.
Today, he's one of the most ardent voices, the most firm voice about confronting China. At yung hindi mag-confront sa China ay senador or pro-China. That's a funny thing because before the arbitral ruling was filed, he sought me out. Sabi niya, Alan, mali approach ni Pinoy. Dapat kinakausap ang mga Chinese. Kung gusto mo, iset up ko yung meeting between you and the Chinese ambassador. And he did. And then sabi niya sa akin, Alan, ang Chinese may ibang kultura. Kakausapin mo yan bilateral. Hindi pwedeng multilateral. Isasama natin ang kano, mapapahamak tayo. He told me that. He met me after the meeting with the Chinese ambassador. This was during the time of President Pinoy. I think in the arbitral award, if I'm not mistaken, Senator, you were still in the Senate, no? You were in the cabinet yet, eh.
No, I was no longer.
You were already... yung award... we-
2016.
no, we filed
The award was
2012, 2012 yung standoff, eh.
Yes.
So you were still in the Senate, no?
Yes, the first 3 years of my third term.
Yes. So I was minority leader noon. So by virtue of that, I was in the National Security Council. And Roland Llamas were looking for anyone and everyone who would listen to him to talk to whoever to convince President Pinoy not to file the arbitral case, not to go, and to have bilateral talks. So let me just mention, Mr. President, that what is seen in public, in Facebook, in vlogs, is very, very far from what is discussed in the halls of power and between professionals. I mean, here in Senate, we know where we disagree, we know where we will agree, di ba? So for example, if you talk about divorce, we will know who is pro and anti. So yung pro, gusto niya mapasa yung batas na pwede ng divorce. Yung anti, ayaw. Meron naman pro-divorce, pero ayaw na no-fault divorce. Ibig sabihin, kailangan may grounds. So, masalimuot ang issues. No? Anong point ko doon, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, dear Senator Pangilinan? A issue this complex, we should simplify so that people, especially students, would know that, we shouldn't be, dapat walang divide and rule, dapat hindi tayo magpabaya, dapat always tayo on guard. But is it productive na just because you don't agree on a certain point, siya pro-China, ikaw, di ba? So let me ask you this question. Can you be pro-Philippines without being anti-China?
Well, that's a general proposition, so I will have to answer with a qualification, Mr. President.
That's okay, Mr. President.
Yes.
Ito naman, opinion lang naman natin dalawa.
It'll be difficult to be out and out pro-China, especially when it comes to policies that affect our national interests. So I will have to qualify that you can be pro-Philippines without being anti-China as a general proposition, but when a conflict arises, obviously, between China's interests and ours, then clearly we stand by the national interest.
So, meaning, Mr. President, it's like watching a basketball game between the Philippines and China. I'm pro-Philippines, and then in the game, of course, I will cheer for the Philippines, but I don't hate China. Di ba? Pero dun sa specific interest natin, so for example, if I have to negotiate a trade deal, I will be pro-Philippines. Di ba? Now, if it can be a win-win, why not? No? So ang point ko lang, Mr. President, unlike electoral politics, which is a zero-sum game, meaning if Senator Villanueva runs for mayor of Taguig and I run for mayor of Taguig, only one will win. But in diplomacy, it's not a zero-sum game. Diba? It's a continuous dialogue, continuous communication, and there are times that we shout at each other. There's time that you hate the situation. So I'm not even talking about being pro-China. So what I'm saying is that we deal with our problems with Vietnam, but we're pro-Philippines, but we're not anti-Vietnam.
Nabanggit ni ginoong minority leader yung basketball. In fact, ako may halimbawa, last Tuesday nung matapos yung aming balitaktakan ni Senator Marcoleta, yung nag-dinner kami sa Chinese restaurant. Hindi ng mga kasamahan ko. So ibig sabihin, kahit na ba tayo ay naninindigan at hindi tayo sumasang-ayon sa naging patakaran o yung mga bitiw na salita ng gobyerno ng China, paborito ko pa rin ang Chinese food.
Yes. No, that's a good example because that's what I want to point out. Pareho tayo ng stand, atin to. Etong portions ng South China Sea, West Philippine Sea, na territory natin. Ako, mas radical pa stand ko. Hindi lang yung 12 nautical miles. Yung nasa Treaty of Spanish, atin din yun. Hindi natin pwedeng basta't i-give up yon by international treaty. Diba? Some will disagree, some will agree. The Supreme Court case na final ni a brilliant man ni Professor Magallona, diba? Nasabi niya, sa UNCLOS, bumawas yung ating territory. But we're not here to discuss that now. We're discussing, number one, yung sagutan ng opisyales at nila. So I just want to point that out, Mr. President, Senator Pangilinan, because we don't want to be hitting each other kung pareho naman pala stand natin in terms of sovereign rights and sovereignty. Let it be oversimplified. Si Senator Amy, kapitbahay natin dalawa, co-owners tayo, may puno ng mangga sa gitna. Sabi ni Senator Amy, sa kanya yon. Sabi natin dalawa, sa atin yon. Tuwing nagbubunga, nag-aaway tayo. Ang problema, mas mayaman sa atin si Senator Amy. Ang problema, marami pong tangke, airplano, pati sa pera, pati sa diplomacy, sa abogado, mas marami si Senator Amy. So ako, ang stand ko, makipag-usap tayo kay Senator Amy. Ikaw, ang stand mo, hindi, sinisigawan na tayo, makipagsigawan na tayo. So we have the same stand. Mr. President, let me just finish this sentence.
Yes, and I will clarify
But ang pinag-uusapan natin, yung approach. Pero as so far as saying na etong puno ng mangga ay atin, pareho tayo.
Pero hindi po nakikipagsigawan ang I would not describe yung position taken by this representation as nakikipagsigawan. In fact, maganda yung point ng minority leader, yung kanyang paghahambing na sila, ang China, maraming baril, maraming resources, maraming armamento, etc. At dahil nga doon, napakahalaga na ating isinusulong yung rule of law at yung ating sandigan ay yung international law. Hindi natin maaring labanan ng puwersa ang China. We cannot fight in the area of brute force. And that's why we are fighting in the area of the arbitral ruling, the UNCLOS, the rule of law, international law.
Yes. I will not disagree with you. When I said sigawan, it was in the context of magkapitbahay, etc. Because, Mr. President, President Aquino and President Duterte had very different approach. President Aquino, at a certain point, to be fair to him, at a certain point, may bilateral na pag-uusap. But after the standoff sa Scarborough, nagkaroon po ng, for lack of better word, we call it megaphone diplomacy. Diba? Yung maingay sa media. But for the record, Mr. President, did we lose a single inch of territory or sovereign rights? Did we lose a single centavo during the Duterte administration?
Well, according to the Department of National Defense, because this was tackled during the interpellation last week, that despite the Duterte administration's positioning, the harassment did not stop. The water cannoning did not stop. And therefore, this is the situation, Mr. President. Hindi naman
tumigil yung paghaharas, hindi rin tumigil yung pagwo-water cannon.
Mr. President, we'll speak about that. Iibahin ko yun kasi ibang issue kung yung dispute was live at umaabot ba sa water cannon. Ang tinatanong ko, kasi during President Aquino's time, it's on the record, we lost control of Scarborough. We lost control. May miscalculations na nangyari. Instead of sending a Coast Guard ship, we sent a military ship, Navy, a gray ship, and then nagkaroon ng standoff and then kinontrol ng Chinese. So when President Duterte took over, that's what we had to deal with, the threats that it will further escalate. So from the time that President Duterte took over, June 30, 2016, until the time he left, June 30, 2022, did we lose a single feature, a single square inch? Did we lose part of our territory? I think it's on the record we did not.
Well, if we did not lose any, then we thank the efforts of the past administration. But did we gain? Were we able to reverse the losses? I think not. Were we able to improve our trade, direct investments, etc.? I would say not so. Not as robust in terms of other countries. So therefore, may plus minus din po, Mr. President.
Well, let me answer that in two ways. First, I appeal to the records. We had more trade than during the Aquino administration. More bananas, other fruits were allowed into China. The tourism went up. First time in our history, lumaban yung dami ng Chinese versus dumami ng Japanese. And then yung hindi nakakapangisda, your staff, I have my support staff, you have your support staff, they can Google it. President Duterte announced that our fishermen can fish. Hindi lang pwede sa loob ng lagoon. And pati yon meron dahilan because spawning grounds yon eh. So hindi dapat mag-fish dun sa loob. Long story short, hindi nakakapag-fish nun. Did we gain? That is now the challenge of the Marcos administration. And that's why I have not commented whether I'm for or against because his national security knows more of what's happening on the ground. And ongoing pa yung kanilang strategy. Do I hope that they will gain? I think there are some gains in the Scarborough. Of course, I hope that they will gain. Kaya nga ulit-ulitin ko. Pareho stand natin, atin to eh. Yung approach natin ang iba. And tayo, nakakapag-discuss tayo, I will agree with you or disagree, you will disagree with me, but I will not call you hypocrite, pro-China, anti-China, anti-Philippines, ganyan. Because precisely, you know, when I was in the Foreign Affairs Department, question ako ng Malaysian, Indonesian more of curiosity at Vietnamese. Bakit ganito yung strategy? Because nakikinabang sila sa strategy natin pag tayo maingay. But I got the shock of my life. Why? Because when I actually became Foreign Secretary, the funds from the United States for the South China Sea, mas malaki ang nakukuha ng Vietnam kaso sa Pilipinas. Ginera nila ang Vietnam, tinalo sila. Tayo, treaty ally, mas malaki. Ang before the administration of President Duterte, binigyan ng same kind of ship or seacraft ang Taiwan sa Pilipinas. Yung sa kanila may weapon system, may communication system. Sa atin walang weapon system. So Mr. President, what I'm saying is that pareho tayo ng stand. Pareho natin mahal ang Pilipinas. Pareho natin gustong makinabang ang bawat Pilipino, ang anak ng anak ng anak ng anak ng anak natin. You know, President Cory, in her visit to China, actually started the discussion on this. So it's not new, no? So if you have comment, Mr. President, then can I have just a few more preliminary? Go ahead, Mr.
Just
President.
very quickly on the Scarborough Shoal incident. Precisely because of the Scarborough Shoal incident, the Aquino administration proceeded to file the case before the International Tribunal a few years later. I think 1 year or several months later. And we won. thankfully.
Yes.
And in that regard, we placed on record that the 9-dash line of China is illegal according to the UNCLOS, that they're setting up, building destruction of the reefs and building artificial islands and runways was violative of our EEZ, and that alone gave us a strong footing. So strong in the sense that moving forward, several years later, about 60 countries have recognized the 2016 ruling that favored precisely the Philippine position and counting. So I'd like to think that yes, that incident in Scarborough was most unfortunate that it led to that, but because of that incident, we, as a smaller nation, decided that the way to addressing the challenge of a bigger nation, more powerful nation, is by way of the rule of law, by international law.
Yes, Mr. President. But there were many things that happened in between. One, we made the mistake of sending a gray ship. Number two, if the records I read is correct, we made the mistake of relying on back channeling and an alleged, until now, walang confirmation o denial, kung totoong nag-mediate ang Amerika at sinabing pag umalis yung ships nyo, aalis din yung Chinese ships, umalis yung ship natin, hindi umalis yung Chinese ship. So I leave that to history to judge. But one question on the arbitral ruling. Is it a total victory o meron din parts na nagka-problema tayo?
Well, there is this concern that, which was already raised previously, that because the Kalayaan Group of Islands is not within the EEZ rather, then it creates some questions regarding our sovereign rights and sovereignty over the KIG. But it can be argued that in the same way, for example, Guam is not within the EEZ of the United States, it is still U.S. territory.
Medyo exhaustive naman po ang inyong talakayan ni Senator Marcoleta. I'll just try to summarize it in one line. Yung nangyari kasi doon, claim natin na China cannot claim a group of features as one unit that, what's the right word, that generates entitlements and rights, di ba? But tayo, claim natin yung KIG as a group. That's why last minute lang nalaman nung lawyer natin. So, but as I said, exhaustive kayo. But maraming hindi nakakaalam, and I think this is where it's upsetting to scholars. Because I got the shock of my life. Before I went to DFA, I attended seminars, international seminars. Ito yung mga track 2, mga professors. At tinanong nga ako ng isang professor, Sir, did you win the arbitral award? Of course, sagot ko yes, but I knew it was sort of a trick question. So he asked me, sa Scarborough Shoal, didn't you used to arrest Chinese fishermen? Yes. Oh, didn't you used to arrest Vietnamese fishermen? Yes. O ano ba ang sinabi sa award? Sabi sa award, it is recognized as traditional fishing ground of all three. Chinese, Filipinos, Vietnamese. So ngayon hindi na natin sila pwedeng arestuhin. So hindi rin totoo na parang Biblia, as far as we are Christians is concerned, that every part of the Bible is true. May mga naging kahinaan din itong agad-agad natin pagpunta sa arbitral ruling. Kaya, in resetting our problem in Scarborough Shoal, hindi na natin mababalik sa before Pinoy's time or before the standoff because stop na tayo nung ruling sa arbitral court.
But in the conceding that may be the case in terms of us arresting other fishers from other nations, the fact that there was a recognition that these are traditional fishing grounds for all means that China is now doing illegal acts. by water cannoning our fisher folk who are in the area, Mr. President. So in that
No,
regard,
Mr. President, that was clear even before. But before, pwede natin sila arestuhin. Ngayon, hindi na natin sila pwedeng arestuhin. Dati, pag i-easy natin, kailangan nila ng fisheries agreement. Kung hindi, pwede natin silang arestuhin. Parang Papua New Guinea. Sa ngayon, doon na tayo kumukuha. Not all, but tuna, kumukuha tayo sa EEZ nila, pero may fishing agreement. Sa ibang parts ng EEZ natin, we can still arrest.
yes.
But not in Scarborough. But that's not my point. My point is, we can discuss soberly as patriotic Filipinos how to navigate this and secure our territory and also benefit from all of this, from our sovereign rights, di ba? Without saying you're pro-China, you're anti-China, Senador ka, etc. No? And the funny thing is, Mr. Llamas was correct on that point. Because sinasabi niya, hindi man pinag-aralan lahat, iba-iba yan. Iba yung stand natin sa Ayungin, iba stand natin sa KIG, kay Don. Kaya lang ngayon, biglang balimbing na, biglang totally siya ang Mr. Philippines. No? Mr. President, who was the first to start reclaiming in the South China Sea?
At least from the Philippine...
What country, Mr. President?
Oh, you're from the DND. Yes, our DND resource person says that it was Malaysia
Okay.
that started claiming. No?
Okay. And of the claimant countries, sinong pinaka-aggressive?
Of the claimant countries.
I'm not talking about
China.
1 month, 1
China,
year.
of
In the
course.
last 20 years, China.
Yes.
Okay. Sino pinaka maraming reclamation?
China. As of today, Vietnam, according to the DND, Mr. President.
What country offered the United States not to militarize the reclamations, etc.?
Ramos. Yes, according to our resource person, it was President Ramos who first
Okay.
requested not to militarize the area, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Not bad yung taga-DND, sir. You got 1 out of 4 questions correct. Not bad. The first to reclaim was Vietnam. The most aggressive to reclaim and most islands is Vietnam.
Yes, that's correct.
The most aggressive is Vietnam. The country to first propose to President Obama not to militarize na hindi tinanggap ng American government is China. President Xi was still vice president there. It's recorded in many, many books. I recommend you read yung kay Mahubani, a great diplomat, a great professor of the Lee Kuan Yew School of Government. No? Instead of saying yes, they continued to send their Navy ships because of the freedom of navigation. And China reacted the same way that US reacted to missiles on Cuba. No? So the next question, Mr. President, inside our EEZ, sino ang pinakamaraming reclamation?
Right now, it is, as I'm made to understand, it is Vietnam.
Okay. Sinong pangalawa?
Again, according to our DND resource person, China is the second.
Okay. Mali po, it's Malaysia. So, tama ako, Malaysia. Kasi, Malaysia has 5. Well, if he considers the one by Taiwan because of the one China policy, then tied ang Malaysia at saka China. May I know if militarized etong mga nireclaim ng Vietnam at saka ng Malaysia?
sa Vietnam, they have their own military.
Yes, according to our resource persons in Vietnam, there are military personnel and officers and
So
officials.
military personnel lang naman, but hindi militarized.
Well, yes, not in the context or not
In the context of the Chinese,
yes, not in the relative to.
Okay. Ang Malaysia po.
sa Malaysia, sir, may military, and then they also a civilianized island.
Similar. They have the military, but they also have civilianized islands, Mr. President.
Yeah, kasi that's it, because of the military.
Isa-isa pictures.
Yeah.
It's part of defense. So doing national defense on our part is not actually military.
Mr. President, I'm looking for the pictures, but I don't know kung hindi lang authorized ang representative nyo sa DND. Ang features ng Vietnam at Malaysia are may missile silos, may military ships, may radars. I showed it already in this session hall. So hindi totoo na hindi militarized ang Vietnam at saka ang Malaysian features. I'm trying to look for the pictures. Is it there? Yeah, that one. Can you show that, please?
Actually, yung term na military is kasi hindi.
Nasa part 2. Oh. Mr. President, during the time of President Duterte, while they're readying the pictures, parating inuulit-ulit ni Justice Carpio, pag hindi ka nag-protest, malulusaw, I don't know his exact term, pero maapektuhan daw claim natin. Did you hear that noise during that time?
I may have picked it up, Mr. President.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when he
Yes,
said that.
he-
But
he-
there were a number of
Yeah,
times.
he
yes.
together with many advocates kept on saying, whether I was foreign minister doon o hindi, na pagka hindi ka nag-protest, parang sa atin sa domestic law, di ba, na parang pag 30 years, yung lupa, walang titulo, uninterrupted, walang nagclaim, nagkakaroon ng laches o na-estopel ka. Is there a personnel from DFA here?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe we'd like
He
to get...
probably used to work for you.
Yeah. So let me ask that question. Is the principle of estoppel or of laches applicable to what we are contesting or what we are fighting for in the South China Sea? So tama ba si Justice Carpio na pag hindi tayo nag-protest, mawawala yan?
As a general principle, the resource person says yes. Latches may, over time, affect our claim, Mr.
Yeah.
President.
Maybe we have to correct that, Mr. President. Napakadelikado ng statement na yon. Alam niyo bakit? Kasi nung panahon ni President Aquino and even during the Duterte time, we did not protest Vietnam and Malaysia. So kung tama yung sinasabi ni Justice Carpio, wala na tayong claim sa
Well,
sa 38 features ng China so, na clinic-claim nila, ang nasa loob ng EEZ natin 4, sa 24 na clinic-claim ng Vietnam, nasa EEZ natin 11, tapos yung Malaysia may 5, Taiwan, yung Ito Island, nasa loob, hindi natin pre-notice yun, Mr. President. So, let's dispel that malicious political statement because it is not a legal proposition. Wala sa UNCLOS ang laches at saka estoppel. Wala po doon. Hindi, ibang-iba yung law of the sea sa law of land. Sa land, pag walang titulo, tapos si SecGen, lalo kung yung titulo, yung lupa na yun ay nasa Batangas, and meron siyang constituent na nandun 30 years, may tax deck siya, walang nagclaim, uninterrupted, pwedeng tituluhan, pag biglang ako, kapitbahay niya, 1 year later sabihin, akin yan, hindi na pwede. May estoppel na may latches na Hindi totoo yun sa Law of the Seas. Kahit 1,000 taon, kahit bumangon yung mga mummies at dun sa mga pyramid sa Egypt, atin pa rin yun. No, Mr. President? I mean, we don't have to debate it today, courtesy if the DFA wants to answer that. But if that is their answer, and that wasn't their answer to me when I was secretary, because I asked everyone in DFA, I asked them, kung tama si Justice Carpio at hindi nag-protest during the time of President Aquino, we will file the protest now. Sabi, sir, hindi kailangan. At saka, sir, pag nag-protest ka sa Vietnam at Malaysia, tayo magkakampi ngayon kasi mas malaki ang China. Tayo sa ASEAN ang nag-uusap-usap. So, hindi naman pwedeng iba yung rule sa China, iba yung rule sa Malaysia at Vietnam. In terms of legal, Mr. President.
In terms of legal, that's correct.
In approach,
In terms of realities,
yes,
we do have
in
to
certain realities, like, for example, the water cannons, di ba?
Yes.
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 So, Mr. President, eto example, Hison Reef. My eyes isn't as good as it used to be, but I read the radar, I see the battle tank. Go to the next slides para lang makita. Eto, Bailang K. So makikita nyo po dyan, meron pong bunker, meron pong gun shelter, meron pong open, ayan, may battle tank, may lighthouse, may speedboats, may pier. Next slide. The Sincoe East Reef, if I'm pronouncing it right, ha? Meron tong 3-sweep twisted blade turbine for power. May battle tank. May 12.7 mm HMG. Concrete bunkers. At the time I got this and President Duterte allowed me to show it, ongoing pa yung construction nila. Next, Vietnam, Pugad Island. Sa Pugad Island, may battle tank, may anti-aircraft artillery. So let me ask the DND representative, through of course you gentleman, ang mga airplano ba natin, helicopters or Coast Guard, dumidikit sa mga island ng occupied ng Vietnam?
Hindi daw tayo dumidikit.
Yes.
Mr. President.
And that is why walang water cannon. That is why hindi natin napapanood sa balita yung you are in Vietnamese territory, move out. Because iniiwasan natin yung sa Malaysia at Vietnam. That's not the only reason, Mr. President. Kasi nga, hindi iniwasan ng China ang Sierra Madre. Sila mali doon, tama tayo doon. I don't contest that. This is my point, Mr. President. We're not being totally truthful to the Filipino people of what's happening sa West Philippine Sea, South China Sea. And as we strengthen to face China, Malaysia and Vietnam are also strengthening. I don't know if the resource person from DND has the information how many submarines does Vietnam have.
In the area? There are a number
Yes.
of...
And how many does Malaysia have?
also, there
I'm
are...
sorry, sir. I know you don't have it offhand, but enough to say na marami. How many Philippines has? Except, hindi kasama yung kay Chabit na submarine na ginagamit niya sa Ilocos, ha? How many submarines does the Philippines have?
According to the DND, we have no submarines,
Okay.
Mr. President.
So, in long story short, we don't really have a strategy except the transparency strategy against China, but more so, we don't have that concrete strategy against Vietnam and Malaysia. Although we're friendly, Vietnam and Malaysia, as seen in all of this, have a strategy against the Philippines. In this last one, tignan mo po yung Quay. Tignan nyo po yung landingan nila, no? Dun sa Pugad Island, Let's go very fast with your permission just to show you yung Malaysian. Let's go to the Malaysian. Ayan. So yan ang example po. Oh. May runways na rin sila. Next slide. Swallow Reef. Next slide. 5 yan eh. So anyway, sige. Let's stop there. But the point I want to make, Mr. President, is kailangan natin magkaisa sa issue na to. Atin to. And some want to make it a political issue. Sila pro-China, kami anti. Hindi po. Pare-pareho tayong pro-Philippines. Pero may mga detalye na kailangan pag-usapan natin ng husto. So I'll go straight to the resolution unless you wanna
Yes, please.
just react. Yeah. To the resolution, Mr. President, is it correct that ang pinagmulan nito ay yung presentation ni Commodore Tariela na may depiction in caricature or whatever the right name is of President Xi sa presentation niya? Ito ba yung pinagmulan nito?
Hindi naman, di ba? Even before that. I think that may be one of the issues raised, but I don't think it began with that, Mr. President.
No, Mr. President, because bago po yung yung Chinese ambassador eh. So all the disputes with the former ambassador, kung meron man, was covered by the 19th Congress eh. Kompleto naman tayo ng resolution eh. So lumala ito nung nagkaroon ng caricature regarding the president of China. So, asan yung side by side? Pakita mo. So, siguro ito question ko. Let's, with your permission, Mr. President, Senator Pangilinan, let's focus on Commodore Tariela muna, no? Let me state this for the record muna, ha? I don't doubt his patriotism. I don't doubt his contribution to the cause. At lahat ng ginawa niya na opisyal at tama, wala akong problema. Okay. This is one picture. Pero nasan yung picture ni Presidente na nung sa ASEAN ba yon o sa APEC? Hindi, yung nilapitan niya bigla si President Xi. Meron ka noon, di ba? Ito muna. Ano sa dalawa ang opisyal ng Pilipinas? Yung mag-usap tayo, magdebate, ipaglaban natin atin, pero sa simbolo ng watawat at sa simbolo ng Pangulo ng bawat bansa, cordial tayo, or ang official ba natin ay umikot tayo at gumawa tayo ng mga caricature at siraan natin ang image ng presidente ng kabila? Which is our official policy?
If I may just clarify, Mr. President, because the mention of the caricature. Mr. President, according to the information, the caricature came out January 14. But even before that, Mr. President, I publicly came up with a statement expressing concern about the military exercises, live military exercises undertaken by China in the Taiwan Straits. That was in December. And there, Mr. President, I was called out by the Chinese embassy spokesperson saying, reminding me that I should respect the one China policy. And so the issue of Tariela cannot be isolated, Mr. President.
Okay. So,
And therefore, if I answer this, it is simplifying, Mr. President, the whole resolution into Tariela's statements. No, it's not, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I'll go to the one China policy later on and why you were called out. Because if you remember, the president himself was called out.
Exactly,
But not
Mr.
by
President.
no, because that's their duty.
Well, and this is our duty to respond.
Yes.
Mr. President. Yes.
Yes, it's your duty to respond, Mr. President. But
To uphold the rights, to uphold our independence, to uphold our freedom of speech, Mr. President.
yes, Mr. President, but one of the red lines of China in their diplomatic relations with any country, including the United States, is the one China policy. That's why when the Speaker of the House of US went to Taiwan, they were called out. And there was no issue. And,
Mr.
she-
President,
and they called, Mr. President, let me finish.
Yes, yes.
They called, and there was a debate. When President Bongbong said we have to prepare, President BBM, nag-statement. So, wala namang issue eh. Eto stand natin, eto stand nila.
Except that,
What's
Mr.
the
President,
issue there?
my experience with Chinese statements, Mr. President, is that they tend to be inaccurate, or they tend to make wrong, false accusations. Mr. President, I was chairperson of the Council of Asian Liberals and Democrats. Our organization was blacklisted by China. And the accusation was that the Council of Asian Liberals and Democrats, of which I was chairperson, was supporting Taiwanese independence, which was a lie, Mr. President. So I've had experience with Chinese public statements that are false because it serves their interests to promote their one China policy. We respect their one China policy. When I expressed concern about the live military exercise, I did not speak about Taiwan's independence, or I did not speak about, at least from my point of view, it had nothing to do with the one China policy. We were just expressing concern that the live military exercises are creating tension and escalating tension in our region. There was no mention of one China policy, and then they come in and then remind me.
No, Mr. President. That is a standard reminder because they consider Taiwan and the waters in between to be part of China. So, put it another way, Mr. President. Sa kainitan ng secession movement ng Mindanao, kung may statement ang isang opisyal ng China, dahil nagpadala tayo ng military sa Marawi, hindi ba ang diplomats natin sa Beijing sasabihin din sa kanila, huwag kayong makialam. Kasi one Philippines to eh. Ang Mindanao ay hindi independent.
Mr. President, I beg to disagree with the comparison. I think, again, ano yan, Atis at Santol, Mr. President. Iba yung sitwasyon dun sa Mindanao, iba naman ang sitwasyon dito sa Taiwan Straits, Mr. President.
Mr. President, that's a very,
For example, we have about 200,000 overseas Filipinos in Taiwan. And so these live military exercises are a concern because an accident could lead towards, a shooting war, which we would, for the sake of our Filipinos overseas, we would like to ensure that nothing like that happens.
No, I agree with you, Mr. President. And I agree with your statement, and I agree na sana hindi invade yung Taiwan. What I'm saying is it's the duty of their diplomats na sumagot. So if there were 200,000 Chinese in Mindanao, and we had live exercises, i-invade yung Marawi, yung ating diplomat ay aangal pa rin sa Beijing because it's their duty. Diba? But to move on from that, Mr. President, okay. Going back to Commodore Tariela, sa resolution nyo po kasi nakalagay dito in their performance of the official duties. So, tinanong ng ambassador ng China sa DFA, official ba yan? Which is tama and normal. So if in Beijing, yung isang general doon ay maglabas ng caricature ni BBM, ipare-recall natin yung ambassador natin doon pag hindi siya nagtanong, nag-protest na bakit, at pag hindi sinabing official ba yon. Kasi yung Pangulo natin takes effort and time for good relations despite the dispute. Tapos yung general, naka-uniforme pa siya, on official time, will show this caricature. So my point, Mr. President, is naghahalo-halo kasi itong resolution na to kung ano tama at mali. Let's assume, I will not grant because hindi ko alam yung statements niyo, Mr. President. I have to admit that. Okay? Pero naghahalo din yung statement si Tariela. We cannot pass this resolution saying that Commodore Tariela is correct because he's wrong. If he just simply stated, I love the Philippines, I will fight for our territory, I'll fight for our sovereignty rights, I will do my duty, but sorry, dahil uminit ulo ko, nilabas ko to, pero hindi official yan. Tapos tayo.
We beg to disagree, Mr. President, that Mr. Commodore Tariela is mistaken.
So-
We would not have put this resolution and authored it if we felt
See,
Mr.
so
Tariela.
that's what I want to elicit. So the authors of this resolution is saying, pwede. So kung ang official ng presidente is to have certain decorum sa presidente ng China, pwede yung isang general hindi sumunod. Ang sa kanya, bastusin natin yung Pangulo
Mr.
ng isang
President,
bansa.
that is his interpretation?
No. Bastos yun.
No, that is your interpretation.
No. So if I ask them
well,
now...
Mr. President, we beg to disagree.
Can you show the slide?
Mr.
ulit?
President, we beg
Mr.
to disagree.
President,
The Department of National
Mr. President,
Defense
tignan niyo naman po.
has issued a statement condemning China's remarks, Mr.
No,
President.
we're not talking about... Mr. President, if you look at the DFA, it was also telling Tariela, but not directly.
It says,
It was saying, follow the decorum, Mr. President. Mr. President, kung ganyan ang stand natin, then my staff now can show a meme of you.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, dito ba sa... Let me ask that question.
Mr. President, I am not from China. Why will they put a meme? Why will your staff put
No,
a
it's
meme
not about
towards me?
China. It's about
No,
decorum.
You're comparing apples
Mr.
and
President,
oranges, Mr.
no.
President.
This-
You are simplifying
Session
what
is
is a
suspended for 1 minute.
complicated international.
Kiko, and to you. I think we were just making a point. I will speak after him.
No, Mr. President, I have made my point. Just for the record also, the resolution does not make mention of the caricature, so I'm not sure where
Yes.
where the point of the caricature is being
Mr. President.
pointed out.
I will go there after this point, Mr. President. No. Sir President, Rule 93, acts and language which offend a senator or any public institution shall be deemed parliamentary. From kindergarten, Mr. President, we are taught certain rules. How to address the teacher, how to respect your neighbor, paano i-address yung matatanda, di ba? Ganon din po sa international affairs. You do not mess with their flag and you do not mess with their symbol of authority, their king, sultan, prime minister, or president. That's why in this slide, Mr. President, it is very clear, yung official natin is, despite any dispute, si President Zelensky at President Putin, if you put them on the same room, magkakamayan yan. So that's why the question kay Commodore Tariela is, officially sanctioned ba yan? Which tama na tanungin ng Chinese ambassador, bakit? If a general in China makes a caricature of President Bongbong, dapat i-protest ng ating ambassador. At dapat tanungin, official ba yan? Because we cannot look underhanded pagdating po sa international community. Hindi pwede ang Pangulo makikipag-usap na eto walang personalan and then yung general mo, personal. So, I'm sorry I reacted because anyone who sees the caricature is not a flattering caricature. If I do that caricature to any world leader, kahit dito, di ba? The majority leader is smiling. The majority leader and I had a we've known each other since 98. We've never argued with raising our voice. But umabot. I didn't even remember what I said. We apologized to each other. Bakit? Mali. Pero tama yung pinaglalaban mo, bro. Tama pinaglalaban ko. Mali yung paraan paano natin pinaglaban. So wala akong problema sa pinaglalaban ni Commodore Tariela. Pero hindi naman tayo fraternity dito sa Pilipinas na mali na nga Brad mo, pero dahil bugbugan sa ibang bansa, sasabihin mo tama Brad mo. Mali eh. Mali. I don't propose a resolution, but the guy should apologize and just say na, tama pinaglalaban ko, pero mali na ginawa kong ganyan. Now, if he wants to do that, he resigns his commission. He can go around, he can join the media, he can be a blogger, he can be a professor, he can be like Ronald Llamas and call himself a influencer or a political analyst, di ba? But when you're in uniform, the other countries will ask you, official ba yan? That's standard, Mr. President. Kaya tayo nagkakaproblema.
Mr. President, wala namang problemang magtanong sila. Pero itong mga bitiw na salita nila sa kanilang Facebook official pages ay hindi katanggap-tanggap. Number one. Number two, kahit sa China, Mr. President, kinakarikature ang ating Pangulo ng state-controlled, China state-controlled media. Na alam natin, walang lumalabas dyan na hindi aprobado ng Communist Party. So merong China, Xinhua News. Andito si BBM, may caricature. Andito rin. So maliwanag, Mr. President, na they too, through their official channels,
Sir President.
come up with caricatures, Mr. President.
Sir President, yun po, with all due respect, Senator Pangilinan, and dapat ina-advisean ng DFA ng tama, hindi po mangga sa mangga o atis sa atis yan. Communist countries, including Vietnam, Cuba, North Korea, pag news outlet nila, although alam natin in reality, may say sila, just like PTB4, in reality, hindi dapat, but in reality, kahit sinong administrasyon ay may say sa PTV4, is not considered track 1. Hindi siya track 1. So kung hindi ka track 1, pwede ka mag-caricature. Media yun eh. Kahit na alam ng Communist Party. So if our diplomat ask, is that official? Sasagutin ka, that's our news. Hindi kami.
Which is Mr. President, and therefore okay lang.
No, it's not okay lang.
Well,
It's not okay lang, Mr. President. But
Why
It is the
when we
international-
defend when our officials caricature, it's not okay. But when their state-controlled news caricatures, it's okay?
No, Mr. President. There is an
Ayun naman pala eh.
international...
So what's the issue?
No, Mr. President, there's an international order in foreign relations. And when these countries that control state media do it, it is accepted that it is not track 1. But when democratic countries have generals who do that, it destroys the order. Nagmumukha tayong childish at bata, nasisira po ang kredibilidad mula sa Pangulo hanggang sa Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Kung hindi sila napapahiya na ginagawa ng state news, tayo napapahiya. Kasi walang maniniwala na gagawin ng general yan at hindi siya ipagsosorry, tapos sasabihin hindi siya opisyal.
Well, again, Mr. President, if taken in isolation, and that's the difficulty here, the good senator is taking it in isolation. That was January 14. December pa lang, pinuntirya na ako. Si Senator Risa Ontiveros, the same. Nung nag-statement ang Congressman Laila and Congressman Jokno, tinira rin. So, itong propensity to focus on Tariela because nagre-reklamo on China, it does not present the entire picture, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
This resolution would not have happened if it was just Commodore Tariela they were complaining about.
No, Mr.
But precisely, it is a systematic propaganda campaign to discredit our public officials, to discredit our armed forces, Mr. President. Ganyan ang style. And the statement of the DND, if you look at it, if you read through it, they were saying, and they condemned the lies. Mr. President, they described it as lies ang nilalabas ng China. And then dito tayo, nagre-reklamo sila dahil dito sa caricature. Sana naman medyo patas tayo dahil dito naman tayo sa atin, Mr. President. Suportahan naman natin yung ating Coast Guard. Sila ang tumataya dyan eh. At suportahan natin ang DND at ang ating men in uniform. Yun ang ating
Mr. President.
kagustuhan para maipasa itong resolution na ito, that we stand behind our men in uniform. We oppose and we condemn the lies, the disinformation, and the maligning being undertaken by China against the senators, against congressmen, against our men in uniform. Mr. President, ganun lang kasimple ito. Hindi na dapat pinahaba pa at pinatatagal pa to, Mr. President.
Mr. President, that's his opinion that hindi to pwedeng pahabain. This affects OFWs. This affects our ailing economy. This affects our being a Christian nation. This affects moral ascendancy. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin dahil mali kayo, mali na rin gagawin ko. Dahil ang Coast Guard tama, yung isang general na ng bastos, okay. So I take offense sa sabihin, dito naman kayo sa amin. Protektahan nyo naman Coast Guard. Kailan namin hindi protektahan ng Coast Guard, Mr. President? We are for the Coast Guard, Mr. President. But if one of their generals went over the line and did something that is wrong, childish, undiplomatic, reckless, unprofessional, it's also our duty. Did we file a resolution here to ask someone to correct him? Hindi po. Kasi hindi na namin kailangan ng rest back ng Senado. Pag kami nakakapag-debate sa Russian ambassador, American ambassador, hindi namin kailangan rest back ng Senate. Especially kung tama kami. But what we're asking sa resolution to is rest back ng buong Senado. Which I'll go to the other point because hindi tayo magkasundo dyan. So tingin nyo tama, bahala kayo. Because may mga anak kayo, may mga apo, tayong lahat. Dadating tayo dyan. Pwede mo ba sabihin sa anak mo, anak, pag mali sila, gumawa ka na rin ng mali. Anak, okay lang mang bastos kasi mas bastos sila eh. Anak, okay lang magbully kasi mas bully sila. Ako, hindi ko sasabihin yon. Ako, sasabihin ko,
At hindi yun ang sinasabi.
hindi, yun ang sinasabi mo, Mr. President, and I'm
No,
not yet
Mr.
finished.
President. Of
Kasi
course
you said, tama
We
si
beg to
Tariela.
disagree,
Mr.
Mr.
President, I'm not yet finished, no?
Well, we beg to
So,
disagree.
Mr. President, this is the question. The resolution question statement. Sabi dito, whereas, in response to the public statements of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, etc., etc., walang naka-attach ko anong statements nila. So, paano tayo magdidebate dito? That's why mahaba to eh. Mga pang 3 araw to, iniisa-isa ko yung statements. Pinapakuha ko sa staff. Nagsumula lang ako kay Tariela because tinitingnan ko statements ni Senator Risa. I think that's within her rights. She's been consistent with some of her, I may agree or disagree, but yun ang statement niya. I've been looking at the statement of the gentleman from Pampanga. You're a senator, you're a patriot. But yung kay Tariela, nakita ko kaagad eh. Tama yung iba niyang mga statements, pero mali yung ginawa niya na ganyan ang gagawin mo. Kasi pag ginawa kay President Bongbong yon, regardless kung opposition ako o administrasyon, pagtatanggol ko siya. Dahil mali eh. Ang mali is mali. Hindi pwedeng mali sila, mali na rin tayo. Tama sila, tama tayo. May tama tayo niyan. So Mr. President, this is the question. How will we discuss and vote on this? Kung wala naman dito yung statements na kune-question natin. So will the gentleman attach these questions and furnish the members of this chamber? I don't think we ever passed a resolution. Mr. This is just 30 seconds, tapos na ako. On this point, we've never passed a resolution condemning anything without specifying what we're condemning. So, pwede bang sabihin, hindi ko gusto yung sinabi ni Senator Marcoleta sa CA. Hindi po. I saw the statement of Senator Lacson. I saw the other statements. Specify nila kung ano sinabi niya. Nakita ko statement ni Senator Marcoleta. Clarify niya. At least malinaw. Eto parang carte blanche na lang. Lahat ng sabihin ng Chinese ambassador, mali. Paano kung sinabi niya, good morning? Paano kung sinabi niya, ni hao? Good morning. Kinokondemn natin yon. Bawal na mag-good morning sa Pilipinas? Oh. You might say it's obvious na hindi yun ang kinokondemn. There's no such thing as obvious. The records of the Senate will bear this resolution and the discussions in this August hall. But anyone can add and subtract if it's general. So which statements are we talking about so that we in the minority, in the opposition, can be able to debate. That's why I started out today by simply saying, pagdating sa South China Sea, sa West Philippine Sea, nagkakaisa tayo, magkakasama tayo. Atin ito, ipaglaban natin to. Pero pagdating sa bastusan, out kami dyan. Kasi yung tama is tama, mali is mali. So ang question po ngayon, what will we do, gentleman from the esteemed senator, gentleman from Pampanga and the author, will you supply us or will we annex or add whereases so that we will see ano ba tong statements na to?
Mr. President, I think the whereases are clear. And just a little bit of research on the part of the researchers will confirm what we are referring to. We don't need to annex all of them, Mr. President. For example, in response to the public statements of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China that opposed and criticized these positions and questioned the propriety of Philippine officials expressing such views in the performance. So it's specified, the nature of the statements. So a little bit of research, malalaman mo na which statements were these because this
Point
refers
of order, Mr. President. Point of order.
What is the point of order? Of
The statements
gentleman?
of Senator Pangilinan, the nature of his statements. Kayo na mag-research kung ano statements na yun, Mr. President. Sabi niya, pwede daw yun eh.
Mr. President,
I-research na lang daw
I'm
natin.
not yet done.
No, that's why I
Philippine
gave you,
officials,
Mr. President,
including
that's why
members,
I gave a point of
members
order.
of the Senate. May I just be, I am still
It's a
speaking,
point of order, Mr.
President.
President. A point of order precedes your precedence.
Mr. President,
Maybe Mr. President, maybe ask the minority floor leader to state the point of order. Which part of the rules was
Sige, Mr. President.
which part of the rules was
Wala.
violated?
I'm making a point, Mr. President, that you cannot make a motion and then say, i-research mo na lang yung laman. Sabi kasi niya, pwede mo daw ipasa to, tapos nandyan naman yung nature. Ano ngang statements?
Mr. President,
So in the
this is a
same manner,
debate.
Mr. President, I
Where is-
admit
where is the point
my
of order?
motion, may I finish?
Where is the point
my
of order,
motion
Mr.
for
President? Where is the point of
our
Session is
motion.
suspended.